Welcome to the Eurovision Division podcast, a podcast where we talk about all 40 songs in this year's Eurovision Song Contest before this year's Eurovision Song Contest. As always, I'm your host, Jeroen.
And I am your sickly Victorian child, Mira.
We were due one. We say this every year, but there's gonna be one where Mira's voice is completely fucked.
Just absolutely bad on account of an illness.
Even more than it usually is.
Hey! It's also... Every year, we're recording way too late, and the last episode, we're having to push it. So for me to get sick the week before Eurovision felt very bad. It felt very bad.
Not your fault.
I haven't breathed properly for the past 3 days, and now my nose is doing a very fun thing where it makes a whistling noise when I breathe out, and I hope the microphone can pick it up. It's so bad.
It's very good when you laugh. The silver lining in all that is you look fantastic.
Do I?
You look beautiful.
You always love me when I look sick.
Yeah, because you have little regard for the natural curve of your hair, which looks very beautiful when you're a little
it's messy.
A little tired and it's a little messy, but still accidentally very glamorous.
Honey, we're on the podcast.
Oh, sorry, I just
flirting with me.
I just thought I should say that you look good. To paint a picture for the audience.
It's also that my whole face is very puffy and red, and that's
just a natural blush. It's very.
Just a natural blush.
It's just babe, are you wearing makeup? And she's like, no, I'm sick.
I'm very sick.
No, I'm just sick.
I don't have COVID. I tested and I don't have COVID. It's just a cold and pollen and I don't know what else, but Jesus Christ, do I feel like shit.
Well, maybe these songs will cheer you up. This will have to be the last episode that we do this year.
That's not gonna cheer me up. It's gonna make me really sad. Well, it's gonna cheer me up because we managed to do it almost on time,
Yes, well, we'll have 40 songs, and you'll be able to listen to all 40 of these songs after tonight.
Right, and then I can make a final ranking.
You can listen to them in any shuffled order. I don't know if you've already been doing that.
I've been shuffling.
Okay.
I've every day I've been shuffling, as they say in the song.
Can we get a little tease out there of whether there's something that you have started routinely skipping? Or if you have not reached that phase, or if you're trying to give the fair shake, or not yet.
I've been trying to give the fair shake. I've also, I haven't listened to all of them many times over. I think I'm on the third
still okay
listen. I skip Subwoofer and the Taylor Swift song.
Yeah.
The I'm With Him song is truly poison in my ears. I really can't listen to it for even a second.
I know that is the case for you.
The song that makes me really sad is the Cowboy song, is I Hope, because it's so bad, it's just heroes, but then it ends in that I hope, which is really catchy and fun, so I have to listen to it to get to that point, but I'm not enjoying it.
No. That's too bad. No, that is a song where you're like, no, wait, there is a good part in this. No, wait, this part is really good.
Yeah.
Well, we'll see how that develops, I suppose.
Yeah, and I think I have a shared... Well, I think I'm not going to reveal my first place yet.
Oh. Okay, well, no, I don't...
Keep that for the
I don't think I know, so I'll be very excited to find out what it is.
I'll pull out my notes at some point.
And maybe your first place is yet to be heard.
That's true. It's weird because it's still the Netherlands and France, and god damn it, I have to do this every year, don't I? Every year I'm like, what other countries have we not listened to? And I never know. I never know it.
Well, let's start off with that first one you mentioned, the Netherlands.
Yeah.
And the last theme that we have here is...
Haven't heard from you in a while.
That's right. We haven't heard from you in a while, or we haven't heard you in a while, would perhaps be more accurate. So what have you been imagining for that theme?
Well, I was thinking it's just people who were in the Eurovision Song Contest a long time ago and are now coming back. But then you kind of squashed that last episode? Quenched? No.
What?
Squanched?
I really don't know what you're trying to say, but like, yes.
Yeah, so now I'm like, are they just old artists that are coming back after retirement? Or are there just like one last song? Or, I don't know, are they people who aren't singers? Who were in The Masked Singer or some shit?
I love like all of the thoughts you're having here, but you're on the wrong track because this theme has nothing to do with the people singing the song, but rather what's being sung. As you have already heard from the Netherlands.
Wait, is it native languages?
They are singing in a language that, they haven't sang in for a while.
Yeah, wait, no, native languages wouldn't... France does French all the time.
So the Netherlands hasn't sung in Dutch since 2010.
What was the song?
In 2010, they sang Shalali Shalala. That was Sineke singing a song there written by Pierre Kartner, better known as Vader Abraham.
Vader Abraham, wow.
It was the first time the Netherlands had sent a Dutch song since before that 1998. So that is to say, the Netherlands haven't sent a good Dutch song since 1998. So that's a long time since their language has been, properly represented at Eurovision.
I mean, what's the last time we did a Dutch song?
I'm gonna say that's 1996, Liefde is een kaartspel, Lisa Delbo.
Okay, but Liefde is een kaartspel is one of my favorite songs, though.
Yeah, no, it's
so good.
Fantastic. It's really good.
It's been that long? It's been over 20 years?
Yes, since then we have sent more songs in an imaginary language than in an official language that we speak in the country, but I think we may have sent more in French.
I've done a couple French, but not that many.
Bonsoir in 2005.
Damn, where's our national pride? We don't have any. That's not a thing Belgians have. Well, I am very curious to hear Dutch. What is it? What's the song? Is it Ogene again? I miss them. I miss Ogene. I was thinking about it this week. I'm like, aw, what if Ogene came back?
Yeah, they've just rebranded back to Lisa, Amy, and Shelley, and they're singing their Dutch songs again. Unfortunately, it's not Ogene, no. But there is, I guess it rhymes. This is... I have a real problem with this. I don't know how to pronounce the artist's name, and that's kind of stupid because obviously I know what the artist's name is. It's Steen.
Steen.
But she has styled it as S, the letter 10.
Steen.
Which would still make it Steen. But this is going to an international contest.
So it's Sten.
So it's Sten or it's S10, which sort of defeats the pun. Like, I think it's clever and it's cute, but it doesn't work outside of your domestic audience.
No? I think that's good.
But I think that's good because it's just like, it's kind of incongruous where you're like, why is her name S10? And it's like, well, because it makes sense if you know. So I kind of like it.
I love that.
So this is S10 representing the Netherlands with, people have also struggled with this one, but this is the first time that I'm going to say a non-English phrase on the podcast and say it completely correctly. De diepte.
De diepte. Okay.
Huh?
The depth.
The depth.
I think, I haven't heard a Dutch song on the podcast since we've started the podcast.
No, because there hasn't been
any, so I'm very excited.
You've been hearing Dutch songs on the radio more and more, though, because, more and more contemporary young artists are actually making music in their native language, which also includes Dutch artists and some Belgian, Flemish artists doing the same. So, the language is having a little musical resurgence, so let's see if S10 or Steen, if she can help continue that trend. This is the Netherlands in De Diepte.
That weird whistling the whole time throughout that song. What was that?
Was that your nose?
Yes, it was. It was me breathing, ruining the song.
Was that distracting to you?
Extremely.
Oh no! Like, I can't help that. You think through it.
Yeah, no. This was a very, very good song, but it's yet another like. Oh, I don't want to break up. But
yes.
The relationship is bad.
There is such a theme this year of, because again, I made a category of breakup songs that had 6 in them. We still have to do 1, and that's and the one that's left here is like the one that isn't really a breakup song, but more of like a farewell song, like the one we haven't done yet. But besides that, there are plenty of other like songs about the end of a relationship, or about like I guess that's it. I haven't put the songs that are about like a dying relationship in the breakup category, but put the songs about like this is over, this is like this was bad, this has been bad in the breakup category. So this
could have been 2 categories: 1, breaking up; 2, should break up.
Yes, exactly. But like I didn't, because again, the language here was a very strong reason to put it here. And that's our first Dutch in the contest in a decade, in over a decade.
It's good. It's another sad Dutch song.
Well, yes.
The arcade wasn't in Dutch, but it was from a Dutchman, and it was sad.
Yes, this is certainly a song that feels like it's from the Netherlands.
Definitely.
Like at Eurovision, this is sort of the style that they have gotten really comfortable in.
Yeah, it's also kind of country.
Yeah, I mean, that opening guitar is very, like, very country. I really like it.
The Netherlands
I really like
both
that, like,
good
little, like,
and bad.
Like, you kind of go, like, oh, this is country again? But then it keeps, like, doing different shades of country. The Netherlands has, like, very country-inspired stuff at Eurovision, but it's not all, like, boy howdy howdy. This isn't Estonia.
This isn't Everybody's Got a Little Outlaw in them.
Right. In them.
God, I hated that song so much.
And so did we all. This is nicer than that, obviously.
It's quite nice. I liked the video a lot.
This is a very cool music video. Don't ask me to like tell you what the story is here.
She's too warm. She's too warm. She needs to cool down. She needs to cool down by crawling into the fridge, and the coolest visual of her in like a nasty pool.
Yeah. People seem to really love that shot of the nasty the nasty pool with like the autumn leaves, where it's like, that's not the time when you get into the water.
Gorgeous. It was cool. Really good.
I love when she's so hot that she's like glowing.
That was so weird.
I got some City Lights vibes from that.
Yeah.
Where it's just like, that also had a really cool music video.
Yes, it's true. It had
that was the first thing
ball lightning,
the
right?
ball of light flying through the building that she was like following. So it just like kind of reminded me of that.
It just reminded me of, there's a meme of someone like sitting in a dark room glowing, and it's like me at 3 a.m. manifesting.
Well, she's manifesting.
She do be kind of manifesting, though. Also, like, her getting a tattoo from her boyfriend is a really good image. Like, when she grabs his leg while he's tattooing her, I started glowing. Goddamn.
She also gets that tattoo in the shot before she goes to sit in the nasty water.
It's such a bad idea!
It's just like, no, don't do it now. Don't go sit in the water now. But this might have been like, not exactly chronological in terms of the story.
She also wears an outfit that I wear often and never feel good about wearing, is when I wear a long dress in the summer, and then it just gets kind of chilly, and I wear like a jacket on top of it, and I just feel like it looks weird. It feels good to see that represented.
This just feels like, it just feels like the kind of, it feels very like, filmmaker-y when you look at this, where you're like, oh, this is like like the good student film that I'd see at film school. Where it'd be like you've got like a really like a realistic aesthetic of like what people wear, but like that is still very cool in a way. Like it looks really cool. This is a really well produced.
So cool.
Yeah, like she is cool. She is a cool girl.
Do you think she'd sit with me at lunch?
Yeah, maybe.
Wow, that would be weird. She's way, way younger than I am.
That's true. She's born in 2000, so that makes her 21 right now.
That's crazy.
Not even nearly the youngest person who's ever been at Eurovision, nor is currently at Eurovision. So.
No, that's our crown.
That's our crown? Well, no, that's not the youngest person to have ever been at Eurovision. It's the youngest person to have ever won Eurovision.
Wait, who's the youngest person to have ever performed at Eurovision?
Well, I know for sure that Natalie Bach was 12, and Hot Eyes for Denmark definitely had a child on stage. So...
Okay.
There's definitely been, like, actual children, as, like, you know, supplementary to an act.
Yeah,
when they were like, oh yeah, we can do a little cute one with a kid, and it's like, no.
I don't want to see them.
The children should be in bed. This is a show for adults. It's not. Everyone keeps telling me that Eurovision is a family show.
I think even a family show could survive a dick slip.
But yeah, like the song is great to me. This is also my favorite song of the year.
Is it? Babe, should we, like, go to couples counseling?
But again,
Are you okay?
not because...
Are we okay?
Not because, like, I relate to what is being said here, just because I completely see how, if anyone were to relate to it, everything is there for it.
Yes, it does do its job well.
There's another Dutch song on the radio right now about...
Yes.
That, like, I don't have the personal experience to relate to that song, but that, like, I also get, like, what it's doing and how that, like, that message comes across.
It's the opposite of "Thank You for Abusing Me" song. Like, it starts out and you think, like, oh god, no, is this gonna be a "Thank You for Abusing Me" song? But it's like, no, you fucking ruined my life and I'm gonna feel shit about having been abused forever.
Yeah, I'm still feeling bad about the things you did, and I will keep feeling bad about it, because you've just fucked me up. It's called Dat heb jij gedaan by Mo, which is kind of hard to look up if you don't speak the language.
The literal translation is, you did this.
You did this. But it's just another, like, really, like, it obviously speaks to us more because we speak the language. Not that, like, English songs can't do that to me too, because they do, obviously, but it's, like, it's interesting to have that extra layer of, like, oh my god, I speak that. I think in terms of, like, catchiness, a really smart thing in composition here to go with the oohs and the ahs and the da-da-das.
Oh, I didn't like the da-da-das.
Yeah, that was also my first response to that. Was like,
I like a la-la. A da-da sounds lazy.
I was like, this sounded to me like there is a lyric here that you just didn't write.
Yeah.
This part sounds like it should have a lyric. I've grown used to it, but, like, I still think that is a valid criticism of the song, that I'm like, I think it would have been better if it had a lyric. In terms of the ooh-ah, it actually isn't ooh-ah, it's hoo-ha.
Which is very Dutch.
Which, like, I don't know if anyone else, like, clued into that, but I really like it, because also who is how in Dutch. So to me, whenever she, like, I'm just trying to look for places where this song has slightly more lyrics than it actually has. I just want it to have a few more lyrics, because I like the ones that there are. I'm just like, give me a little more.
More like, ooh-ah.
Just a little bit. A little bit more, yes.
Hoo-ha, just a little bit.
Hoo-ha.
It's good.
It's good. It's just really, really good. It's great, even. I think it's I really like it. I've really liked it for a while. This is another one that's really good when it's raining, because she literally sings Het regent alle dagen. It's raining
every
day. Which is like, oh, okay. That describes, a literal physical state of the world. But it's also like, yeah, when you're feeling shit as fuck, then it's like, yeah, every day it's raining. And this is just like reinforcing my mood.
Just hope her punani was okay after being in that nasty pool. That's a yeast infection waiting to happen. That's nasty, but like it looked really good.
She's fine.
That tattoo got infected as shit.
That tattoo got infected for sure. Keep it covered.
Keep it covered.
Basically, it just says keep it covered.
You do want to put like ice on your tattoo after it gets very hot, so maybe that's
just what it's about. This is about like the experience of getting a tattoo.
That just gets slightly
being so hot. It's like, I'm really uncomfortable all the time. No, this is about being in the depth and just hearing some other person's name all the time. Just being in a really, really, literally the lowest point. That's this. And it's like, even if I'm not there in my relationship, I can absolutely relate to that, or I have had similar like feelings in the past, and like, okay, this works.
It does work.
That's our first language we haven't heard at Eurovision in a while.
Second language we haven't heard at Eurovision in a while is
Lithuanian.
Lithuanian.
Yes. Our second language we haven't heard at Eurovision in a while is one of, if not the oldest language in Europe.
One of the oldest unchanged languages,
yeah, exactly.
I think, in the world even. It's like Chinese and that.
And the last time Lithuanian was spoken or sang at Eurovision was, can you guess how long it's been?
Never. They've never done it.
Well, they specifically had 2 lines of Lithuanian in 2018 in When We're Old. The last 2 lines of the song were in Lithuanian, if you recall.
I don't. Gee, I don't remember.
Of course, before that, we had heard Lithuanian at Eurovision in 2001.
Jesus, that's a long time ago.
In a rap break.
Oh no, a 2001 rap break?
So that was still not a full song in Lithuanian.
Yeah.
In 1999, there was a song in a language that is either considered a dialect or a variant language, so isn't technically considered Lithuanian, but is a Lithuanian language.
Okay, cool.
But the only song listed on Wikipedia as sung completely in Lithuanian, actual Lithuanian, was in 1994. When they sang a full song in Lithuanian.
And that's the only time?
That's the only time, and also the first time that they participated in Eurovision.
That's what I thought, because I didn't think that that Lithuania had been in the contest for a very long time.
Yeah, so on their first appearance, they sang a song in Lithuanian. My Lithuanian isn't very good, so I don't think I will try to read the title of these songs. Another unfortunate thing though is that first entry from Lithuania came last. So the first and only time that they've sent a song completely in Lithuanian, they came last with it.
Lithuanian doesn't sound that weird even.
Well, we're about to hear what it sounds like, but yeah, you've heard it spoken.
I've heard it spoken a lot because I used to work for a Lithuanian company, and my manager and boss were Lithuanian and would gossip about us in front of us in Lithuanian.
But you'd be able to tell?
Yes, of course.
I don't know.
No, they would talk to each other and then turn to us and obviously reference what they just said to each other.
But would you say that was a language that lends itself to song?
I thankfully never heard them sing.
Then we'll just have to find out through actual song. Because representing Lithuania in this year's Eurovision Song Contest is Monika Liu and her song Sentimentai.
Feelings or not? I don't speak a word of Lithuanian.
Rožių ir sentimentai skęsta jūroje.
before, but I don't think I like that very much.
Oh, you didn't?
I don't think so. It feels like the kind of thing I would and should like.
Does it feel confusing?
It feels confusing. There's really good moments, like when she goes into the chorus, I'm like, oh yes, this is good, this is catchy. And then for the rest of it, it's just weird, but I like weird songs, but I don't like this.
But you can't exactly pinpoint what is throwing you off.
Something's throwing me off. I think it's her vibe.
Her vibe?
I think she has a bad vibe, kind of.
Oh, I don't know if anything's wrong with her vibe.
I don't know.
I think
the dance, I don't trust it.
We just watched the music video, and it's a little like it's got those like not quite slow-mo, but just like low blurry frame rate like shots, and I'm not a fan of that in general. It's certainly different to seeing it like performed live. There is an extra like element to it, to be sure. I think there is something quite cool to it, but in the way that isn't cool.
Yeah, it's kind of cringe.
I wouldn't use the word cringe, but in the way that I'm like, I think I don't know.
In the Serge Gainsbourg way, where it's just like
it's
not
definitely
good.
like it's definitely like very like old schooly. You know, I can see this is perhaps the only place where I'm like, ooh, is there a little influence of Voila? Where I'm like, you've grabbed like an old throwback style of music that we may not be super like intimately familiar with, but that we like can place within like, you know, a range, a genre of music. That's why we're bringing up like French chanson.
It feels quite French.
It feels quite French, and there's obviously always a distrust of the French implicitly.
Yeah, of course.
So that obviously makes sense. I quite like that chorus as well.
The chorus is good.
I think the chorus is really catchy. Definitely got me very fast. And it's been so long since like I first heard this that now I can't remember first hearing it. The thing about it is like I remember people saying, oh, I can't, like when it was in the Lithuanian national selection, I remember seeing people tweet or people saying, I can't really remember this song, but I can remember part of the chorus.
Yeah.
And then I was like, wait, which song are they talking about? And then I'd see like a video of this and I'd be like, yeah, I know this. This is super catchy. I know this song. And then I wouldn't realize that this was the song that they were talking about. Like everyone was talking about like, oh, the one that is probably going to win it in Lithuania, but I can't really remember how it goes. And then whenever I just sort of like would see this without context of like, you know, because on Twitter you see videos.
You do see videos.
Whenever I would just like kind of hear a snippet of this, I'd be like, oh yeah, this one is catchy, without realizing like, oh, this one's Sentimentai. And so I never really had that moment of like, oh, I can't really remember how this one goes, or nothing about this grabs me except for the chorus. I was like, it had already just sort of like nestled its way into my brain organically through the way that Twitter works during national finals. This one more than any other song, because I just don't really remember what that process was like. So it's now just like kind of a song where I'm like, yeah, this is just a song that exists. This is a song that I know exists. It is this way. I can't really be very critical about how it's constructed anymore.
Do you like it?
I do like it. Because, like, what I describe as cool also just kind of means that it sounds like a song that has existed for a while. There's something about it that doesn't necessarily sound like, oh, this came about this year for Eurovision, where I'm just like, no, this is like an old classic that I never heard because it was from Lithuania. And now I'm like, oh, damn, okay, they had some like cool stuff. But there is something, I don't know.
You're allowed to like it.
Yes, I know, I do like it. I'm not saying like, oh, I don't like it. I'm just saying I actually don't really know how to describe how I feel about this. And that's weird because I've had so long to really form an opinion about it, but now that I'm talking about it out loud is when I'm realizing like, I don't know.
That's okay.
Would it surprise you that this is the only Eurovision song this year that I have seen an Our Flag Means Death AMV to?
Holy shit, what are you talking about? What? Really?
Yeah.
Like, in the wild, or...
Someone sent it to me on Twitter after our episode about AMVs.
Did they make it?
No, they linked someone who had tweeted it, who had made it on Twitter.
Okay, show it to me right now.
Maybe this'll
show it to me right now.
Yeah. Okay, I have found it.
I love it. Not the song. I'm still.
I really like. I'm not sure if it's like marimba or xylophone or whatever, but the little tiggly tiggly ting, that like it's very ASMR to me.
That is.
There are some like little instrument things here that are very like, ooh, I'm being like tickled on all sides, and like she does perform it that way with the like looking left and right, and
who's there?
And the very like snake-like movements, and there is something that I hope is captivating about this. Like I hope something about this will click. With you and with people, because I do like it. And I do like her, and she's having a really great time being like at Eurovision, and it's just like,
oh, is she having a good time? Then I like it. That's what's most important to me, is that everyone has a good time at Eurovision. So I'm very glad to hear it.
And she's very happy to like, be singing in Lithuanian. Was very much like, hey guys, let's just give it a shot and see. I like our language. Let me just let me go and sing in Lithuanian and let's see about it.
Let me do it.
Yeah, and then she did, and it's like, okay, this is pretty cool. Like it is a cool language that you don't hear a lot, and that also makes this like a little mystical and interesting, but in that like not quite disco, but it has like that spinning disco ball vibe where it's just like it's got a lot of interesting layeredness that I do find like appealing without 100% understanding why, which I think is like the mystery of it makes it very captivating.
Maybe I just have to listen to it a couple more times and then I'll suddenly be obsessed with it.
I'm not obsessed.
That's happened to me before. No, I'm not saying you are. I'm saying I probably will be. But even if right now I'm like, this isn't fully my bag, I hope this does well at the contest, because I want weird things to do well.
Right, that's the thing. It's like, oh, this is not an expected pop song, so that immediately makes me go like, ooh, I hope.
Yeah.
Because it is good in like, the alternative brand of Eurovision songs where I'm like, no, this is like a good thing. This is like, I want to hear more unique stuff, and this is good, because I like listening to more than just pop music. That's 2 languages that we have not heard at Eurovision in a while.
Third one. Well, there's only one country left, isn't there?
Is there?
Well, that and the breakup. Damn, maybe France is the breakup song. Yeah, because France sings in French all the time, unless they're singing in English this year.
Well, we've heard English at Eurovision all the time.
Yeah, but not from France.
Well, no, but the theme isn't... You haven't brought them along in a long time.
We haven't had an imaginary language in a while.
The thing is, we haven't heard from you in a while.
Are they doing an imaginary language?
Well, we've the language that we're about to talk about next is one that has been at Eurovision before. Okay. Is not imaginary. It exists. But it was at Eurovision once in 1996. Okay. Also from this country. It is France.
Okay. Was it like Basque or something?
And the song is in Breton.
Breton!
Yes.
Ooh! I haven't heard Breton a lot in my life.
This also means this is the first year in all of Eurovision that there is not a word of French at the Eurovision Song Contest.
Oh, you love to see it.
Not a single song singing in French. I can't guarantee that there isn't a French word in one of these songs, maybe. I think there is probably somewhere. But there is no songs in French.
So the year that I start doing Duolingo to learn French, to make my French better, that year... that I was really excited, like, ooh, we're going to be in the podcast, and it's going to be like a joke where I have to figure out what the lyrics of the French song are.
Yes, but isn't this an even better joke?
So that was all for fucking Nout.
Isn't the joke that you played on yourself a better joke?
I was really excited about showing off my fucking French skills, which aren't that good, on the podcast this year. Guess I won't.
Well, you can't. You also can't fail at this.
That's good.
You also can't show. No, failing isn't the right word.
Eat shit.
Yeah, I was trying to say it in a diplomatic way. So eat shit. No. This is a language that neither you nor I actually speak. It's also a language that, like, one of our performers here didn't really speak until, like, they started, writing this song and came into this. So this is Alvan and Ahez. The Ahez part are a Breton group. The Alvan part, I believe, at first learned phonetically. They won the French national selection. So this went through a national selection where obviously, like, Bretagne was, like, a whole talking point the entire time through. There was a little bit of a, like, we're not sending something in French afterwards from, some French media. And then everyone went, if you cared, you should have cared before.
Yeah.
Like, don't start caring now. So yeah, the French public and juries selected this song for France, Alvan and Ahez with Fulenn. They just released a music video that I haven't seen yet.
Fun!
So for our last episode here, I think that's a fun little treat for you and for me to discover this at the same time. So this is the music video for France. It's Alvan and Ahez and Fulenn.
I love these scene girls.
The scene girl, yeah, there's something very,
very 2000s, like late 2000s, early 2010s about them.
Yeah, that is a really good point. I have also felt that there is something out of time about these girls. In that, to me, and this is, I don't want to say, like, don't want to sound negative, but I don't know how to say it. They're not bad performers, but they're not experienced performers.
No, it doesn't look like it. No.
And they've got about, there's 3 of them, and I feel like they've got about 1.5 singers worth of charisma.
Yeah.
I don't I don't want to have that be a slight against any of them. I just think it's like there's something very real about these girls just being, like, real girls, and they're not fully doing, like, the Breton witch act. It's not like they completely, like, seem to be that character. It
feels very much like if you go to a non-city area in Europe and everyone's getting media from 10 years ago for the first time, like American media from 10 years ago. It's like, oh, we're still airing How I Met Your Mother every day on television, and that's what people are watching right now in 2022.
That still happens.
I know it still happens, but that's what it feels like when you go to a rural area and it feels like everyone is a little behind.
I just want to make sure that we're not saying anything that's, like,
horribly offensive? No. Well, I didn't grow up in the inner city. I didn't grow up a fashionista, but it feels...
My point is that, like, ideally these women are, like, they're not the lead singer of Goe. You know what I'm saying? That's what I'm trying.
They are not.
That is what I'm trying to say here. They don't have an undeniable, like magnetic charisma that makes me go, like, ooh, I have to watch these performers. They don't have, like, the presence that immediately draws my eye to them. They do have the star power in Alvan, though.
Alvan is a hot boy.
Yes.
He's just a beautiful boy.
I do have to say, he is straight.
What? Really?
And I have to say that because he has also said it. because he's very flattered by the hundreds of incredibly thirsty gay men. But he's not interested in that way.
Oh no, leave him alone.
There was a period of time where I have to assume that his mentions were being flooded. And he said, I'm very flattered, but I like women. But I get it, I also think like, oh, he's quite good looking. Like the man's got good genes.
And he must look good in jeans.
He's got a good pair of overalls in one of his promo pictures, denim dungarees.
Very good.
Yeah, it looks cute. It's good. He moves very energetically. He's definitely like more of a focal point to me.
The girls are good.
No, yes, like that's what I'm saying. I'm not trying to disparage them at all. I think they're really good. There is also
just an out of time charm to them, where it's like these are girls. I know them. I know these girls.
Yes, it's just that like the star power is just a little like they feel local.
Yes, they feel very local.
And that's good because this is specifically like in France was drawing on the charm of like this is Britannia. This is like
the most local you can get.
This is part of the country that, doesn't get represented all that much, and, like, this is a language that doesn't get, like, mainstream, play, and so that local aspect of it obviously helps to, like, prop this up, and it worked. And it's not a big problem, and it's not a problem that anyone else has really had. It's just the kind of thing that I find funny and would want to say to you, which is why we're saying it on the podcast.
Oh my god, that's a bad voice to do.
I don't know.
The song, it's good.
It is good, though, yes. And I mentioned Go Away earlier because, like, they paved the way for some
music about going into the woods and doing a weird dance.
Into the woods and dancing with the devil, which is literally what it's about.
Oh yeah, hell yeah!
The little crux of the song, that line when it all goes a little quiet. Am I gonna hazard to get try on this one?
Wow. That sounded exactly like it did in the song.
I dance with the devil, so what?
Have you ever danced with the devil in a pale moonlight?
In the darkness of the woods germinates the night. The stars appear in the restless rustle. A feminine shadow twirls in the light of a torch. Ignoring the wild beasts, I dance. I steal the fire from their gaze full of lust and turn it into a song to sing in unison. She dances with the devil, so what? I dance with the devil, so what? Heat and mud, heat, party and mud, the forest vibrates with the dancing spark. Its enchanting magic rises up to the tall trees. Ignoring the wild beasts, I dance, steal the fire from their gaze full of lust, and turn it into a song to sing in unison.
That's hot.
Fearless in the middle of the forest clearing, the spark is dancing. Raging souls twirl and twirl around her.
I love the Vivitch.
Yeah.
I love the Vivitch. It gotta be one of my favorite movies.
I believe that the title Fulenn, that is Spark, or Sparks.
I love Sparks!
Well, then you gotta stan. You gotta stan.
I simply must stan.
It's very much like, going into the woods and having a good time. Love that for them.
Yeah, like in the end of the movie, the Vivitch.
Spoilers for the witch.
It's what you want her to do for the whole movie.
It's good for her.
Good for her.
And it's just to that where it's like these girls don't quite have the we are witches and we're going into the woods, where it's just like maybe they're the girls in high school that are like into witchcraft and looking a little scene / goth, but like their mom won't quite let them get piercings. Like that's the vibe I get from them. And I love it.
Good. It's very good.
It's just a little. It's not incredibly it is polished. It's a really good song. And it sounds really good, but it's not.
It just feels
so tight.
It feels Flemish, weirdly. I know it's French, but it's this is Flemish to me.
Well, yeah, but that's just it, more than French. It feels, Breton, which is just feels smaller and feels more local and feels, really good and truthful as a result of that. And it's cool to get something that is obviously very French because it's from France and it's from a very specific region of France, but isn't like Eiffel Tower, ha ha ha, France. It's like how when you think of the UK, you'll think of London or whatever. Like, you'll think of France and you'll think of Paris. You'll think of, like, your capital city in each country. But it's like, no, they have multiple little cultures that you don't get to see. And it's cool to see it at Eurovision. But I just think it's so funny to sing a song about, like, dancing with the devil. And just, like, just not quite pulling it off convincingly, but obviously pulling the song off.
It is a good thing, though. I think we said this last year with Diepte, with 10 years, how much of a balm it is to see women who look like fucking normal women. And I feel like this has been a good year for just normal women.
Absolutely. Normal girls, normal women. I do agree.
There's been a couple, and I really liked it every time. Not that I don't love seeing showy hot women. No, but it feels nice to see three normal women, beautiful women.
I mean, like, everyone in this contest is beautiful. All of these artists are beautiful.
And the most important thing, of course, is that they're having a good time.
It's just, but like, I don't want to pull out individuals like that necessarily. But it's nice, to be sure. Like what you said, like, it's nice to see
a variety of women. It's a good year for women, I feel like. It's a good year for women. Oh my god, we're at the last song, aren't we?
We sure are.
What's the country we haven't listened to yet? I'm not gonna...
You are gonna guess.
No. We had Austria?
That was Pia Maria and Lumix. Very good year for girls. They can be CEOs now.
We had Switzerland?
Yes, that was Boys Do Cry.
Oh,
very bad year for boys.
Very bad year for boys, I gotta say. We've had Ireland.
Mm-hmm.
We've had Israel? Yes, we have. That's I am. Norway. We had Norway.
It's good. It's like a recap.
We've had Belgium.
Sure did. Had the Netherlands.
Spain,
just this episode.
Italy.
We had Spain, yeah.
We had the Czech Republic.
Yeah, lights off.
Fucking.
A country we haven't been there, but, like, I know some people who want us to go there.
What? Okay.
You keep telling me some of your friends
Portugal!
want us to go there.
We haven't done Portugal yet. Yeah, I have two very good Portuguese friends who have for years been telling me to come to Portugal, and then I was like, yes, I'll come to Portugal, and then there was a coronavirus.
Yeah. If Eurovision is ever there again, great reason to go. Maybe it'll Maro will take it there because she won the Festival da Canção. And if Eurovision doesn't go to Portugal, I'll go watch Festival da Canção, honestly, because, like, I love it. I love the Portuguese national selection. It's just a bunch of music.
I love music.
It's just really a music competition where that lasts far too long. They do take a really long time.
Okay, so I'll go get drinks with Alexandre while you go.
There are about 20 recaps, but hey, I'm sure they have their reasons for it. Because some things, some concepts, some things are very local. Taking a long time, running late. That's very Portuguese. And another, like, it's fitting that we've been doing an episode on, like, languages and certain things that, like, might not be translated well, etc., because this song references that most well-known Portuguese concept that is allegedly untranslatable of saudade.
Oh, what's saudade again? I've heard of this.
It is a sort of melancholy sadness / longing, missing feeling.
Okay.
It is like a feeling that is hard to describe in any other single word than saudade.
Yeah, like gezellig.
Yeah, every language kind of has a word like that that doesn't really translate well to a different language. Exactly. We have
gezellig,
which like the Danish have hygge, which is the same, kind of.
Kind of, yes.
Hygge is more like cozy.
Yeah.
Gezellig is more about like a mood. Where it's just like a party can be gezellig because it's like, oh, like you got a lot of good people there and it feels very comfortable, but also not necessarily comfortable, but feels
nice.
It's like, oh, it's a good mood.
Yeah. Or like going to drink coffee with your mother in the city. That's gezellig.
Well, every language has a word like that, and the Portuguese one is saudade, and it's so difficult to translate it that she put it in the song twice. That's the song title, Saudade, Saudade.
Very good, very good.
So for Portugal, this is Maro and Saudade, Saudade.
E se não for demais, peço por sinais, resta uma só palavra. Saudade, saudade. Nothing more that I can say says it in a better way.
I think some songs should be allowed to be more than 3 minutes.
I think some songs have to be longer than 3 minutes. Like, I think some songs should be should be forced to be longer than 3 minutes.
Yeah.
This is it caught me this time where I was like, I've heard all of these songs multiple times before.
Yes.
That's the premise of the podcast. I mean, now you have heard all of this year's Eurovision songs.
At least once, correct.
At least once. And sometimes I'll listen to them and I'll get a moment of like, oh, is this one going on a little long?
Yeah.
Oh, I hope Mira won't say like, oh, this one's a little long. Because sometimes I'll like a song, but I'll be going through it and I'll be like, oh, this one repeats the chorus a lot. You know?
Yeah.
And this one, I was going through it now and I realized, wait, this is the end of the song. How was this 3 minutes?
This song should be half an hour long, and I should listen to it when I want to take a nap and feel very nice.
I think is the only song this year that really makes me go, wait, the 3 minutes? That was already 3 minutes? Truly, this really is like so captivating to me.
It's beautiful. This is one of my favorites.
This is my absolute favorite. I've said it like 3 or 5 times, but I think I'm going to say that this is probably my favorite song this year.
100%. I love this so much.
Every time I listen to it.
What a good year for women.
Yes.
I love women.
But truly, every time I hear it, I'm like, hold on. Let me just completely pay attention to this.
Yeah. Because
it demands attention.
It's like gorgeous.
The syncopation of the clapping, the
five
loop of the voices.
Yeah.
Just beautiful harmony. Like her
horse voice just so.
And then like the other voices come in and there's like her clapping and then there's their clapping and there's all of the women and there's some that are really feeling it when they're singing.
Yeah.
And it's just like, I feel it. And I like that it's like, you know, your concept, your saudade, and it's like, I'm trying to explain it, but I can't. It's
the only word for it.
It's so right to me. It's so right.
This is a beautiful song. I think this may be my favorite of the year.
Give them all another listen before you decide that, but you are free to choose that.
I withhold the right to still do something stupid
and you will
top
for sure
5.
Make a misguided choice.
That I will regret instantly after recording, absolutely. But
yeah, but you know, you make choices based on what you've seen. I know a little bit of what's going on in the rehearsals, and then I still don't know the whole picture. But then once you see the shows, a lot of songs, you know, it changes. It makes you go like, oh, this is not at all what I imagined, or oh, they really fucked up the performance on this one, even though it was one of my favorite songs. Obviously, this performance didn't deserve to win, or like I can see where it went wrong. You know, a lot of your favorites in the past, there have been ones that I'm like, there's definitely like musical quality here, but it just hasn't translated into like a good performance. Where like Tulia for Poland is like the ultimate example of like
robbed.
You know, incredible like talented musicians making beautiful music, but just not putting it in the right package.
And then on the other side of it, there was Vincent Bueno, who did the best performance ever.
It was so
when
good.
he did Amen, and it still didn't fucking go through. How did that happen?
Yeah, we're immediately going to other songs here because I don't know. There might just not be a lot to talk about because I just love it.
I think it should
just
be
really good.
exactly the same night of. I think they should all wear the same outfits because all of their outfits are great. The main girl, remember when I used to work at Uniqlo? I worked at Uniqlo for like a month and a half, and I had this...
It felt so much longer.
It felt so much longer. It's truly one of the worst experiences of my life was working at Uniqlo, for sure. But I had this manager, Andrea, and she was like this tall, Dutch, ethnically ambiguous, very ambitious and perfectionist girl who was mad at me all the time. for not being a good worker, which,
like, you don't
hey
wanna
guys,
test her
I'm not.
limits.
She yelled at me a couple times, and I feared and lusted after
Of course.
terribly. Like, that was the most I've ever been like, crush me mommy.
What else can you do?
My biggest fear is someone like disliking me and yelling at me, but when she did it, I was really into it. And I remember at the end, when I quit, I had to like sign the quitting documents. And I told her very genuinely, like, Andrea, I'm gonna miss you. And she was like, yeah, like a fucking toothache. And I told her, like, no, genuinely, you have a drive and an ambition and a work ethic that I'm just never gonna have. And I really admire that in you. And she, like, got a little choked up and hugged me very hard, and I still feel that hug.
I mean, you said something nice to her. You broke through her tough exterior.
I think she's not used to... She wasn't very used to people being very genuinely nice to her, so I was like, no, I have to say what's in my heart here. Anyway, I hope she's the CEO of the company now.
Of Uniqlo?
Yeah, probably she is.
Okay.
I wouldn't be surprised. But
yeah, I was wondering why were you saying that?
Main girl has big Andrea vibes.
Really? But she's so nice and gentle.
She's very nice and gentle, but it's just the look. She kind of looks like Andrea.
Okay.
Little more like obviously Portuguese.
Yes.
But just gorgeous and it really evokes my lesbian lust.
I mean, yeah, I get it. It
really evokes them. Really does it. The outfit really does it for me. The braids. That's how I like to braid my hair.
Yeah. There's a lot here that is obviously
I feel like
there
she
for you to
pulls it
like.
off better than I do.
No, I like it when you braid your hair like that.
Thank you.
It's nice. I like her braids. It's very good. It's just so nice. I really like Portugal sang in English for the first time ever last year. They did "Love Is on My Side."
Don't remind me of that shit.
So, like, the song starts off in English, and I remember the first time thinking, like, I don't want... Do your Portuguese stuff. That's what I really like from you. But then it is about, you know, your Portuguese concept, and that second...
Yeah, very good.
Verse goes to Portuguese.
It's kind of like I'm giving up on explaining this to English-speaking people, so I'm just gonna do it in my own language.
It's like you've said, like, okay, this is what it's about. There is nothing I can say to you that is going to explain it better than that word. So it doesn't matter what I say now. That's really good. I like just the way the music drops there. That the rhythm of the lines seems to shift, and it just really keeps your attention. Like it is just so captivating for 3 minutes. It's really impressive to me now seeing it again because I've only heard it the last few times, and I mean I love it. It sounds great, but just seeing the whole thing through, it is like it just draws you in.
I really like the looped guitar background. It sounds so nice. It sounds so nice. I want a 12-hour version of this to put on while I'm sleeping. Just make me pass out, mommy. Yeah. What a banger to end the podcast on.
Yeah, it perfectly fits in with the other sort of melancholy somewhat sad, somewhat missing longing, resolve to something being over, all of it is a theme, and this fits in there of that general saudade feeling. So this one is also one that I've listened to a lot, and it just fits in with the other ones that I've really liked, like Sweden, the Netherlands, Greece,
Jesus
all
Christ.
Women singing about a very specific feeling and putting it into words, and all doing it in a really good way that manages to touch me, which is really good for a Eurovision song to do, because sometimes I'm cynical and I can just see a song and be like, yeah, this is trying to do that.
Yeah.
But all of those have something that I feel, and I'm that is performable. That makes all of these good pieces to perform, where I'm also you can do this, and even if you're not feeling it in the moment, you can act these songs and put the emotion that you want into it. And we've talked about that with Australia. Not the same, where we were just worried how much does this rely on you on the mask literally slipping, not being able to hold your emotion. And that's not the point. These are all really strong packages, but we'll discuss that more when we get into the whole picture. But I just wanted to draw the comparison here because it is interesting to me that those are the ones that really catch me. I think Brividi as well is
Brividi
about
also does this. Brividi,
that
it's not just women.
No, just really trying to express your emotion, but also being a song about how expressing that emotion is fucking hard. That all of those also have that element of Brividi is, I try to explain it, but I always fuck it up. This is nothing that I could say says it in a better way than saudade.
Yeah. We all stopped being able to communicate with each other after isolation.
I do think that has something to do with why this theme is so present. But yeah, it all very much works for me, and it is a good one to end on because it is that feeling of
Now we have to miss Eurovision.
Now we will have to miss Eurovision after this. Yeah.
Anyway, good job, women.
Good job, women.
Good job, women. Good job this year.
Speaking of a good job for women, did I mention that Marius Bear released Boys Do Cry on International Women's Day?
No, he didn't.
I forgot that it was that's when it came out.
Stupid asshole.
Once again, I should have maybe kept that for our recap episode. Well, Eurovision next week. So this was all of the songs, but we'll be back to talk in a little more detail about our observations and our maybe slight predictions, or maybe not. But we'll see. In the meantime, if you want to hear more from us, our bonus episode is always up on our Ko-fi page. There is a link to that on our Twitter. That is at Eurodivision. Or if you want to go directly to it, that is ko-fi.com/EurovisionDivision. It's a little bonus episode behind a paywall that we recorded. All the proceeds of that are going to relief for Ukrainian refugees.
I would like to plug putting cayenne pepper on mango and putting it in the oven and having that in a salad with some halloumi.
So we did that.
Shit.
The mango in the oven with the pepper, I'm why don't we have hot mango more?
Yeah.
Why do people know about hot mango?
Spicy mango. Do it.
Like hot both as in spicy, but also like
Warm
mango.
I know a lot of people are anti-warm fruit. I don't get it. Fruit is so good when it's warm.
It's really good in like a salad because it like, but I can see it being good on like ice cream maybe.
Oh shit! Yes.
Something worth trying. So that is our recommendation
Our
of the
final
episode.
plug.
Try hot mango.
Try hot mango.
And try following us on Twitter. I'll say that again, at Eurovision. That is where I will be tweeting throughout the contest. That is usually where I tweet. And if you're trying to find the episodes, just subscribe to this on your podcasting app, which you probably already do. But if you happen to just find this episode in the wild, they're out there. You can find them all.
Dating back to 2016.
Maybe don't do that.
Don't do that.
Maybe don't do that.
Please don't.
But you will be able to find out how wrong we were about certain songs.
So wrong.
If you listen back to this year, I'm sure you'll be able to find out how wrong we were about some of this year's songs. But that's it for this episode. We'll see you next time. Thank you so much for listening. Good night, Europe.
Good night, Europe.